Bitcoin's gone down. What did I tell you? Bubbles, they always burst. Hold on, do you even know what blockchain is? Yeah, it's, you've got a ledger and you can trace every transaction and it's, all together. I don't really know. As we just saw, most people know what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are, but if you ask them to explain the technology behind it, they probably wouldn't be able to tell you. That's why we have this series. We're going to go over some of these basic concepts, we're going to learn about them, and we're going to see how that relates to investing, but also new industries like gaming. First things first, let's dive in to the foundation of it all, blockchain. The first and most important step of understanding blockchain is to know what distributed ledger technology is. Now, imagine you work at a store. People coming in and out, there's transactions that take place, and you need to record those transactions on a list, let's say a piece of paper. That essentially is a ledger. Distributed ledger technology says that instead of storing that list on one place, like the store or a bank, we make thousands of copies and we send it all around the world to verify it. Now, a blockchain consists of a series of blocks which contains those transactions. The blockchain is stored on a network of computers known as nodes, and when there's a new block of information that is created, these computers or nodes will check if the information is correct and they will add that new block to the blockchain. You may be wondering about the security of a system like this. Well, after each block is created, verified by all of the nodes, it has a seal that goes on top of it to protect it. It's called a cryptographic hash that's based off of the last block that was created. And in simple terms, you cannot change that block and the information within it unless you change all of the other blocks, which is computationally impossible. Now, this is where us little nerds get excited, because the fact that you cannot change or edit any of the information once it's been checked and verified means that the nature of blockchain is that there's no single entity like a bank or a government that has full control over the network. If you participate in the system, you have a say in any checks or updates that need to happen, but the key is that information stays the same once it's verified. This reduces the risk, it increases security, and it spreads power across the system, all doing so without a central authority like a bank or a government, which it's probably a good thing we know what sort of fuckery governments and banks do. So, what can blockchain actually be used for? Now, we've gone through some financial examples like the store and how if you have a blockchain instead of a physical ledger, then your transactions are checked. They are protected against fraud because they can't be changed. And it's also consistent. There's a consistent system being implemented. But there's also ways that you can implement blockchain in industries like gaming. Let me explain. If you're a gamer, you know that secondary markets exist for games. So I'm talking about swapping your cash in real life for in-game items, for in-game currencies, even services such as leveling up or boosting services or even buying accounts. Now, a lot of this is off the game and a lot of the time it's black market industries, so it's not secure. If you had a blockchain to back this up, you could create a secondary market away from the game that provides these services in a more secure way, ensuring that these transactions have integrity. And following on from this concept, we have NFTs. Now, I'll make a separate video on this a bit later because it can get a bit long explaining this, but basically NFTs are like your digital ownership of certain game assets. So I'm talking about the game itself, I'm talking about expansions, I'm talking about even things like skins or items that you might have purchased directly from the game company. And it's really exciting because these two concepts actually link with each other. You have the NFT, which is the asset, the item, the skin, right? This is on the blockchain. It exists on there and is verifiable. Alongside that, you have the actual blockchain itself, which allows for transactions of the NFT. So buying, selling, sending. I'm going to go through these concepts a little bit more in later videos, but you can see how this can be a very powerful concept in the gaming world. So why should you care about this information? Well, understanding some of these technologies means that you can see some of the applications start to pop up. For example, we went through blockchain in this video. We understood the foundations of blockchain. We saw some links in the financial world, but then there are also other industries that could take advantage of it, like gaming. When you start to spot these things, you become a better investor.